whispers in the silent dawn.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ava, and welcome to Infocracy, the next step for humanity. Tonight, we're exploring a groundbreaking idea that could solve the age-old problems in governance, whether corrupt dictatorships or flawed democracies. Joining me in the studio is Dr. Michael Carter, a renowned expert on political systems and digital governance. Dr. Carter, glad to have you here. Let's start with what's wrong with the systems we have. Dictatorships are often defined by a single, power-hungry leader. But democracies, too, aren't without serious problems.
Exactly, Ava. Dictatorships concentrate power into the hands of a single ruler or a tiny elite. These individuals typically focus on personal enrichment with little regard for citizens' needs. This leads to rampant corruption, human rights abuses, and stagnation. Democracy was meant to solve these issues by distributing power among the citizens. Yet in practice, it faces two major pitfalls. First, many voters push for short-term economic gains, either out of necessity or lack of long-term vision. Second, a handful of political and economic leaders often maneuver democratic systems for their own greed. They control party politics, mass media, and funding, swaying decisions in ways that serve their interests rather than the public good.
So while dictatorships fail due to unchecked power at the top, democracies can still be co-opted by a small group of influential individuals, producing policies that favor them at the expense of everyone else. Let's talk specifically about this short-term mindset. In a democracy, public opinion is crucial. But as you say, people often want quick fixes, lower taxes, immediate benefits, without necessarily considering future impacts on infrastructure, the environment, or social welfare.
That's right. Voters are human and have day-to-day concerns like bills, jobs, and personal well-being. So naturally, they lean toward policies that promise fast relief. Meanwhile, political and economic elites exploit this short-sightedness to push agendas that boost their power and wealth. Over time, these forces can derail truly forward-looking policies.
This creates a situation where urgent, pressing challenges like climate change, long-term economic stability, and wealth inequality often go unaddressed or tackled half-heartedly. In light of all these flaws, we turn to Infocracy. Dr. Carter, can you give us an overview?
In an infocracy, advanced AI systems, backed by vast data analytics and blockchain security, handle the day-to-day administration of society. Rather than individuals driven by ambition, greed, or populist pressure, you have a neutral, super-intelligent system making decisions.
So if dictatorships are run by one greedy leader, and democracies often fall prey to a small elite or a short-sighted public, Infocracy essentially removes the human temptation from governance?
Exactly. The AI processes real-time data on economics, environment, healthcare, and more to recommend, sometimes even implement, policies optimized for the long-term public good. Because it isn't human, it has no personal greed or emotional bias.
And by using blockchain, decisions are transparent and tamper-proof, minimizing corruption further?
Precisely. Every action or transaction is recorded publicly, making it extremely difficult for anyone, be it an official or a private actor, to manipulate the system in secret.
You've also compared this to a form of ideal communism, where there's no formal government, but an AI that facilitates communal well-being. Could you expand on that?
In a sense, yes. Traditional communism envisioned a stateless society where resources are distributed equitably based on need. Infocracy takes that concept, but uses AI to manage the complex logistics of distribution and policymaking, without the corruption that plagued historical communist regimes. In other words, the AI becomes the neutral mediator. It's not the government in the usual sense. It doesn't impose itself for personal gain. It's a tool designed to optimize social welfare, letting citizens focus on innovation, community, and personal growth.
Fascinating. So this addresses the key failings of both dictatorships and democracies. No single strongman, no short-sighted electorate, and no small elite hoarding wealth.
Exactly. The aim is a future-proof system guided by data rather than human fallibility.
Of course, many viewers might still have questions. What if the AI becomes tyrannical or somehow biased?
That's a common concern. However, unlike human leaders, an AI has no personal motives. Its algorithms are continuously audited and refined by neutral oversight bodies, potentially even by the citizens themselves. Bias can still creep in if the training data is flawed, but robust checks and open-source transparency can mitigate this risk.
How do we ensure everyday people still have a voice, rather than feeling they've handed everything over to a machine?
Infocracy doesn't exclude human input. Citizens determine the core values and overall priorities, such as sustainability, fairness, or growth, while the AI handles the technical implementation. Think of it like charting the course for a ship. People decide the destination, and the AI navigates the waters efficiently, adjusting to storms or obstacles along the way.
And if a handful of corporate or financial leaders try to manipulate the system?
Blockchain records make their actions visible, and the AI flags anomalies. It becomes far more difficult to orchestrate backroom deals or policy manipulations without leaving a transparent paper, or rather, digital trail.
So, Dr. Carter, summing it all up, we have dictatorships that fail because of one leader's greed, and democracies that can be swayed by a small group of elites or the short-term desires of the masses. Infocracy, on the other hand, proposes a governance without human greed, guided purely by data and advanced intelligence.
That's precisely why I see Infocracy as the next step for humanity. It removes the corrupting elements, power-hungry rulers or hidden influencers, and shifts decision-making to a neutral system designed to maximize well-being over the long haul. In doing so, it sets the stage for a sustainable, equitable future.
Thank you for painting such an inspiring vision, Dr. Carter. A society free of short-term pandering and special interests, governed by a transparent AI facilitator. That's a future worth discussing seriously. For those of you watching, we hope this sparks conversation about how we can move beyond the pitfalls of current governance models. Join us again soon, and in the meantime, keep exploring new ideas to shape a better tomorrow. I'm Ava, thank you for tuning in.